Cannot wait until they pave this. Hello there, it's Brent again. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. It's about 7:40 in the morning on a Thursday. I think it's gonna be the last kind of decent day outside in Washington, so I wanted to take the car out again. I've been trying to drive the ZL1 for as many days as I can, just because, you know, of course it's something new, but it's so much fun to drive. And I'm just really waiting until summer hits, because we're still kind of in springtime, so there's gonna be some rain coming up. I really don't want to drive this thing in the rain, especially, you know, with the Eagle F1Rs or Eagle F1s that are on here. I'm not trying to take those tires out in the rain anyways. But I have about 661 miles on this car right now. I bought it with 104 brand new. If you guys are first time watching this, I already done the oil change. Did the oil change at about like 550. So we got a fresh set of oil in here. I haven't really been romping on it too much. It's a lot of fun. Before buying this car, I drove one before for probably like 15-20 minutes, just because, you know, we had one for sale. And it was a lot of fun. That's kind of what made me go towards this car and start looking at them. I missed having a manual, but luckily I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I can get two cars, so I can still have a car to drive around, you know, when it's raining or whatever. Maybe I need more space. And then I have this car that I can take literally when I just, you know, want to do some crazy shit and have some fun. I love driving, so, you know, something like getting a manual is kind of right up my alley. I haven't really done too much to the car yet. We're doing some protectant stuff, so we're going to an expel, so a paint protectant film. I'm going to do a full hood and then do some of the rocker panels, the wing and everything, just to protect it against rock chips and that stuff, which is something that's going to be good to protect this vehicle, you know, down the road. The BMW, you know, it has a lot of rocks and shit on the roads, so I would definitely like to protect it. I'm getting some coffee, so I'm going to do a paint protectant film. That's probably next week, weather depending. I have an appointment to get a paint protectant film installed, so that'll be cool. Other than that, I've just got my windows tinted. I don't know if you guys can see in here. I did a 15% on all the windows. Just to, you know, get a little privacy, make it a little darker in here, less heat, that kind of stuff. Other than that, I do plan, I think I'm going to wait till next month maybe. I've been looking at exhausts to buy, and there's a lot of them, and it seems like the top ones are either a Corsa or a Borla. And I haven't really thought about which one I wanted. It's kind of hard to choose because there's some different models, and then they all sound a little different and everything. I'm gonna go with I want to delete basically the pipe between the cats and then the stock exhaust. So I'm gonna probably do a Corsa X pipe. That way I'll get rid of that weird factory tubing that they have before the mufflers, like a curved. I don't know if they made it to wrap around the bottom of the differentials or whatever, but whatever. I'm gonna hopefully get rid of that. I think that'll make it sound a little more cooler, if that. Change the exhaust tone a little bit. And then obviously I think it looks like the best intake out there is the Rotofab. From what I've seen, there's a lot of them, but I think that's kind of looks like the best one, so I'll probably get that done maybe in the next month or so. And other than that, I'm just gonna kind of enjoy the car, drive it around. I got it at a good time, the last 2021 model that we have, and they're just kind of shrinking in the market from what I've seen. So now it's just going to be pretty much pre-owned stuff. So I want to keep, this car in good shape and whatever, hold on to it for a while or see, what the market looks like in a few years for these cars. I don't anticipate myself selling it just because I think I'm at a spot where I can, start adding more cars. I think what I've been reading is these Eagle F1s go about, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they go 3,000 to 5,000 miles before they're kind of useless. So pretty sure, or I'm definitely sure, after that we're gonna do some Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. That'll be a good tire around here. Hi, how's it going?
What can I make that?
Can I just do a triple espresso with whip?
Triple espresso with whip?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you want another triple there?
3.
Three, thank
Yep.
you. What are you up to? Go to work?
Going to work.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome, thank you.
Have a good one.
And yeah, these tires, I like these tires. They take obviously a little time to warm up and everything, but they are super, super sticky. But definitely, I'm not going to replace them with these tires. I'm definitely going to go with the Sport 4S's. I think that'll be a really good tire. So I've had this car for about 2 weeks, I think. It's been about 2 weeks. And it's been awesome every time I can take it out. It's really easy to drive. It's comfortable. The vision, let's just throw that on there. The vision's actually not that bad. I mean, if you've ever sat in like a Viper or anything, then there's really nothing worse than that. And as I was saying before in my previous video, it's got all the stuff. Like the blind spot is actually very nice, and then the rear view camera mirror, I leave this thing on all the time. I'm 100% used to it. You turn it off and I mean, you can't really see anything. The window's small, and then it's got the fat ass wing in the back, which is sick, but the camera goes above that, which is pretty nice. And just everything like in the car is just nice. There's like really nice convenience features that I was going over before, and it's just stuff that I use all the time. Like the heated steering wheel, I use that all the time. I got that in my other car, but it's a nice feature to have. The wireless CarPlay is super cool too. I use that every day when I drive this car. I primarily drive in sport mode now. I think and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if there's different levels. I think there's multiple levels of the exhaust valves, because I'm pretty sure it sounds cool. I like the factory I think there's different ones, because I used to drive in track mode, but the throttle down low is kind of non-existent until you get up to the high end. But the exhaust sounds better, and it definitely applies way more engine braking in track mode, which would make sense. But for driving around in like the city and then that kind of stuff, it's not really that good, because the throttle's kind of non-existent in those low RPMs. You press on the throttle and you don't really get any feedback. And I don't know if that helps with the intake. I saw it helps a little bit or so, whatever. But in sport mode, the throttle down low seems to be better. There's really not a lot of engine braking, or it's not as aggressive from what I've seen. Then I don't know if the exhaust is a little bit quieter. I can't really tell. It sounds good, but obviously it would sound a lot better with a nice exhaust on it. This thing pulls in any gear. That's what I love about this car. And once again, I haven't been thrashing on it. And just the way that it connects to the road too, what I've found out over these 500 miles is that you feel like every part of the road, which is not a bad thing, especially if you're looking for that kind of engagement, because exactly everything that you're doing, like how the steering feels, how the ground feels when you're you're going faster, you feel like this thing's actually planted to the ground, and of course that's with all the aero and everything. That's a really nice feeling to have. It makes it a lot more fun to drive around if you're like just driving around to have fun and everything. And that's why I like really like this vehicle. And I love the way this looks. I'm gonna do some stuff, I think, in regards to maybe getting rid of some of the trim finishers on the back. Maybe throw on some like a carbon rear diffuser. I think that'll look pretty cool. That'll pop it off a little bit. But just like when you go around corners, it just feels so planted, and it's like you're not going anywhere besides where you're steering. And that's like one of my favorite parts. It's just of how like stable this like machine is. And the rev match is pretty sweet too. I use that all the time. It's just so fun to just downshift automatically. I didn't think I'd be using that, but this thing is scary. Once I push this a little bit, it's going to be scary. What I love about this car too is that the faster you go, the more planted you feel. Kind of like if you guys have ever ridden bikes before, like same concept. Like the faster you go on a bike, it just feels like you're just literally riding over butter, and that just gives you like so much confidence that it's not like the faster you go it gets more shaky or fucking shit starting to rattle and all that kind of stuff. No, it's the exact opposite, and that's what I think is awesome about like this car and other cars as well. Road noise honestly isn't even that bad, and this is on these tires, so you throw out some different tires, it's probably a little better too. I don't think it's really that bad. It's all perspective, I guess. I was like in 5th gear and 2.5 RPMs. I also love how much information that this vehicle gives you from the computer, like the tire temperatures, oil pressure, engine temp, PSI, boost. It's just, it's pretty sick. One thing is, if you live in Washington, first off, no one knows how to drive here. I swear everyone uses the left lane just like it's like either the slow lane or it's just their lane. But if you're ever familiar with how to drive on a freeway, it's the left lane is the passing lane or the speeding lane, and I might get a ticket lane. Give a little room here. There's no cops here. Is that a cop? No, it's not. This thing is awesome. I don't know if any of you guys run radar detectors. I assume you do. But I use the, right now I have the Escort Redline 360. It's pretty good, I like it. I've had nothing but Escort probably for the last 12 years. Started out with the Passport, I think, the first gen Passport. Does a good job at filtering, especially with all the blind spot and the adaptive cruise radars that cars have now. Does a really good job filtering out all those stuffs, and it updates. I just have it connected to my internet when it's in my garage, and it'll update itself once I turn it on. So that's pretty nice, very convenient. A tunnel coming up, so the stock exhaust sounds. Not bad. So the loudest car, I think my F-Type was pretty loud, but my loudest car is probably my 09 CTSV that I had. That thing was stupid loud.
Caution. Red light camera ahead.
But my loudest car is my 09 CTSV Coupe. That thing had headers, Corsa Extreme exhaust. It sounded so good. It was so loud too. No valves, just open. That thing was pretty intense. I love this car. I think this is an awesome car. I'm glad I went with this car. I was looking around at basically 3 different choices just based off of what would have been a cool vehicle. Either the GD new M3. I was looking at either a GT350R or a new 2020 GT500. When I was looking like 3 months ago, they're actually a pretty decent price for the 2020 GT500. They're going for about 80. The lowest one was like 80. And I'm sure that would have been an awesome car to have too. I had a 15 Mustang GT. Something about me, I just wanted like a manual, but I still wanted to have something that was going to be supercharged and kind of like a head turner in a way, I guess. I don't know. I just like how kind of crazy this thing looks with all the aero and the wing and everything, and that's something I think the GT350R didn't really have in terms of appeal on that side. Definitely looks great, but I don't know, I just kind of got drawn towards the 1LE, and I'm definitely glad that I went with it. Oh, we got a Hellcat behind us. Charger. But we're going to be stuck in the traffic. Oh gosh, this thing is mental. I've never seen a red F-150 Cub, so I'm going to say no. Actually, it was pretty impressive. That was doing a little pull in first gear or second gear, and I definitely didn't break traction. I didn't see any traction control light pop on. So alright, well, that's gonna wrap up this little video. Just wanted to check in with my car. I love it so far. Can't wait to drive it a lot more once the weather gets nicer summertime wise, so hopefully next month or so. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to drop a comment down below or hit that like button. And then I appreciate it if you guys would smash that subscribe button too for more content regarding my ZL1 and then just basically whatever, my whole life at work and everything like that. Hope you guys enjoyed all that, and I will see you guys in the next video.